Hey guys, Snarfree SMR back here, and today we're going to take a look at just a whole bunch of different nerdy stuff. So I hope you enjoy, and without further ado, first let's take a look. I went and picked up a pre-release pack of March of the Machines, which is the newest Magic the Gathering set. I will tell you the truth, I don't know who all the characters on here are. It looks like we have Teferi and, the girl on the bottom left I know from Strixhaven. And I don't know this cool angel lady, but I would really like to have her. I don't know who that is, if that's Avacyn. But she looks very Theros inspired. Maybe this is, I know that Elspeth is back. Maybe this is Elspeth. I don't know. I didn't get any of these cards in my packs, but I like picking up pre-release packs just because you get your 6 boosters, you get a arena card, you get a dice, and you get the day stamped cards, which sometimes can end up fetching a pretty dollar for being time stamped. And when I went yesterday, yesterday it released, the guy at the counter was like, you can buy all the products now. You don't have to get a pre-release pack, because I mean, overall, realistically, it's $30 for one of these. 6 packs, even if you're buying them at $3.99, is $24. The dice and the arena card and the 2 timestamp cards. They're basically paying $6 for that stuff. But I've always had really good luck with these packs. So he told me that, and then what I ended up pulling in just one of these 6 packs, back to back. And one of them I've already put into a deck, so I apologize. But I ended up pulling a Sheoldred, and then behind her was a Traxa. So I looked up the prices of those two. I got more than my $30 just with those 2 cards, and I was blown away. I immediately sent a picture to my commander group and was like, look what I just pulled back to back. One mythic followed by a mythic. So I got my $30 worth. I appreciate the guy at the comic book store, trying to save me money, but I've had great luck with these things. So this will be a commander from me. I already have plans to basically, I'm gonna pimp this out. We have, in our play group, we don't play super competitive, but there are a couple decks that, people will bring out, and it's like, oh crap, here we go. So I plan to make this my answer to those decks when they come out. But let's take a look at a few of the cards here. I very much like the displaced, the displaced legendary creatures, because they all come in the art frame of their, respective sets. So we have Luros here, who comes in the art frame that was prevalent during Ikoria. We have a new version of Inga Rune Eyes in the style of Kaldheim. And these are the original cards, so they're not, they don't play any different. It's really just the artwork is different. We have Shanna, Sensei's Legacy. This is just a beautiful art style from Dominaria United. And we have Dina Soulsteeper from Strixhaven. So I really like seeing these cards. I actually picked up a few packs online at Card Kingdom just so I could have them every year. We go down to Santa Cruz for a camping trip, and we do like a sealed tournament basically. And I picked up a few of these these packs so that we could have 2 each, so that we could have more choices for a commander, because we basically do a 60 card, we basically do sealed brawl is what we end up doing. Another couple cards of note, we got Invasion of Zendikar. I don't know how I feel about these battle cards yet, but that becomes an Awakened Skyglaive, which is pretty cool. I love this Mirror Shield Hoplite. I really liked the Theros, Boros colors, because they were all like 300 Sparta warriors, and I made a deck of these. And it's really one of the only 60 card decks that I've taken apart, because I mostly play Commander now, but I kept my Agroan Theros deck together, so I might throw him in there. We have Invasion of Ogrotha, which I will put this in my vampire deck because it becomes Grandmother's Singer, and I just find that silly. She's riding her chariot, led by bats, and the little flavor text says, "I do enjoy a good apocalypse." So I just thought she was fun. She'll go in my vampire deck, and I don't know if this is a great card, but it's gonna go in my dwarf deck because it's that one dwarf from Kaldheim that you can tap like 5 dwarfs and find a dragon. I'm gonna put this Sheevan Branchburner in there. He's got Convoke, which would be great in that deck because I have loads of little dwarfs and flying and haste, so he'll go in there. I also got just a wicked alternate art for Finn the Fangbearer, which actually, let me see. Yep, here it is. So Finn the Fangbearer from Kaldheim. If you haven't used this as a commander, I implore you, make this deck. This deck is wicked fun. He has Death Touch. He's a 2-drop for 1/3. And whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals combat damage to a player, that player gets 2 poison counters. So I've built a all Death Touch, toxic, just death deck. And this alt art is just amazing. I was running the original art, which is basically doesn't have the helmet. He's just an old dude with an axe, and he looks cool. And the old alternate art, his helmet was like it wasn't as cool as this. I mean, this is basically Thor killing the Midgard serpent. This is awesome. So I immediately swapped out my commander art for this one. Well worth the $30 for the cards I got. I also got the Inga and Alicia. It's the ones where they're in a chariot and it's being pulled by cute kitty cats. And it turns all your creatures into mana dorks. I put that in my Chillane deck because that would be that deck is like 99% creatures. So making them all mana dorks is gonna be just ridiculous, and it gives them all vigilance too. Up next, let's take a look. I also got I got one more pre-release as a birthday gift for someone in my play group. So this is what they look like when you first get them. Easy rip here. And inside, basically, you get your, it's a box within a box. So I'm assuming the artwork is going to be the same. And, this outside box has some, like, +1/+1 counters, flying tokens, stuff like that. So I got him that. I also got him a pack of Dragon Shield Nebula sleeves. I must say, as I've played more and more, I really like the funky bright colors are fun. So got him a pack of that. He's prone to buying the pre-constructed decks and not spending money on sleeves. So last week, or the week before, he is actually playing a non-sleeved that horse deck from, I think, Commander Legends D&D. So I got him 2 boxes of sleeves, just so he could actually sleeve up his cards and not, totally destroy them. So that's fun. Let's see, next up, let's take a look at what we picked up at the comic book store, comic book wise. It's been at least a month, and my stack wasn't too huge, but I went through the rows just a little bit and found this, which is Nemesis Reloaded by Mark Millar, with art by Jorge Jimenez. If you read the original Nemesis, the art was by, I believe, Steve McNiven, if I remember correctly. And what this is, I guess, it's not so much a sequel as much of it's Mark Millar kind of doing a retelling of the story, but with his modern outlook. So it's, it's different, but it's the same overall plot, I guess is how you would say it. So I picked up the first 2 issues of that looked like all that had come out so far. And this issue 2 is actually, or this issue 1, I should say, is a second printing. But I picked up that because the original Nemesis, if you've never seen it, is just, it's like an 80s action movie, just balls to the wall. We also have Castle Full of Blackbirds. I haven't started reading this yet because it's Mike Mignola, Worlds of Hellboy. I like to sit down and read those, as a full reading because, Hellboy and BBRD mythos is always rather dense. So I like to be able to remember what's going on. We have Daredevil number 9. I read the first 4 or 5 issues of this new Zdarsky run, and I really like his Daredevil's been great so far, so I'm enjoying that. I just don't have too much time to be sitting down and reading, realistically, with 2 kids these days, or making videos, obviously, which I apologize for. We got Hellboy in Love number 3 of 5. I don't know what this series is going to be about, but it's Hellboy, so I pick it up. And Hellboy in Love number 4 of 5. They've had little parts to this so far, so this is Shadow Theater part 2 of 2. The first 2 issues were another story arc, quote unquote. So looking forward to that next issue drop. We've got Batman 133. I've just finished up the first Zdarsky storyline with Batman versus the robot that he had built. That was really fun. It was insanely over the top, obviously, but at the same time, if you're Chip Zdarsky, and 2 writers ago you had Batman literally like riding an airplane with a lasso around the front cone, landing it in Gotham City. What are you supposed to do? So he had Batman fall out of the JLA orbital station, and Batman lives because he's Batman. Eventually they're just gonna have to have Batman get thrown through the sun and survive it, because he's survived everything now. And then we have Batman 134. I have no idea who this guy is on the front, not gonna lie. So far all of these have had a backup feature, also written by Zdarsky, and they're dropping at $4.99, so a higher price, but the Zdarsky backup stories have been good, so I won't complain. It's kind of hit or miss sometimes when DC puts backup stories. DC and Marvel, honestly, they're fond of sometimes trying it and adding $1, and then they tend to fall on their face and backtrack. And then we have Justice Society of America number 3. I need to sit down and read these. What happened was my comic book store did not put the aside for me, so I went into Justice Society of America #1, thinking that it was, that's where I should start, when really I should have started at the New Golden Age. So I picked up that issue on eBay. I have it set aside. I need to read that and then read #1 again. It looks like they've kind of, Justice Society, I will give them this. John's Justice Society, where he brought in all those second generation heroes, was great stuff. It looks like he's brought in a third generation now. Obviously, this isn't the original Dr. Midnight. Stargirl's a second generation. Jakeem here with, I forget the name of the genie in the pen here, but he's second generation. This looks like Wildcat's daughter, I'm assuming, because she's got red hair, and she's a ladies. We got Golden Age Flash and Golden Age Green Lantern, who've always been there, and then Huntress, who, I believe in this storyline, it is the daughter of Batman and Catwoman Huntress, not the, DC main Huntress, who is just a gangster's daughter. And then last but not least, and let me move some of these out of the way, last but not least, and the one I'm most excited to pick up and read, is the Human Target Book 12 by Tom King. This has been just a great series. Tom King very much has kept me in DC, along with Jeff Johns and Chip Zdarsky. If not for those three writers, I wouldn't be reading any DC right now. DC is kind of all over the place with their comic properties. But Tom King, they keep throwing miniseries at him, so I picked them up. I honestly don't know if he has one after this. For a while there, he was just, every time a miniseries of his ended, they would start a new one. So I'll be interested to see if that keeps going, because he had Batman, Catwoman, Supergirl, and then he started this one. So it's been like non-stop. He's kept me with the DC. And honestly, with Marvel now, sheesh, I pick up Daredevil, and I was picking up Thor, but then recently I found out that Donny Cates is just gone. Apparently he's basically taken a hiatus, so they have somebody new on Thor, so I dropped that. I was getting Immortal Hulk, but of course that came to an end. I've never been a huge fan of the Avengers comics. I find them to be, I think editorial honestly has too much control over that. And Spider-Man I haven't been able to read since One More Day. I stop in every now and then and I try, but I think they need new editors in the Spider-Man office, because it has been very safe and very, I don't know, to me it's very much geared towards younger readers, and that stops them. I think that stops them from doing anything really interesting or inventive with the character. So, last but not least, as just far as stuff to look at, I also just not too long ago got the Delarian Community College Game Genic deck holder. So I went ahead and what's it called? Pledged for that. But I don't go to that website too often. But so beautiful purple inside. It basically, what I have in it right now is one commander deck and one brawl deck. And then it has a bit of extra room down here. I don't know what it's. You see that? I don't know what that is for. I'll tell you the truth. There's a plastic thing down here You see, keeping the commander and the brawl deck in place. But I don't know what that extra space is for, honestly. We have one little divider in here that I put between the brawl and the commander deck, just so it'd be easier to keep them separate. And then another cool feature is this wall comes down, and you have a couple drawers for, tokens or whatever else. As you can see, they kind of flip down, then you can pull them out. So I have some tokens in here. I promised my Griffin deck that it could live in here, because I built this Griffin deck almost as a whim. And then when I played it, it wiped the floor the first time I played it. I played it again this past week, and unfortunately, I was just sitting on 3 mana. And as you can tell, this commander is a 4-drop. So I was just, I was just mana screwed out of that game completely. And that's that sometimes, but happy with that purchase. This thing sticks together really well. So thought I'd show that out to you. But anyways, that is it for today, guys. If I happen to get any cool magic cards or Magic the Machine packs to open, I'll try to save those for a video. I wasn't sure how much of this set I was going to buy, and then I really liked those 6 packs I got, so I might go stupid. But at the same time, I'm trying to not spend too much money. Having 2 kids and the world's an expensive place nowadays. So trying to be, what's the word? Responsible.